either. Like, why do you not even make an attempt to upgrade at catcher? For 3 straight seasons, the White Sox have not done a single thing in attempts to get a better catcher. They're not even drafting catchers. Like, could you imagine how much they would love having Kyle Schwarber in their system right now?
Oh, they would love that. I mean, they'd call him up a little too soon, maybe. But
they probably wouldn't have called him up, except they know they wouldn't have to worry about acquiring another catcher because they know they could just get rid of Flowers when Schwarber's ready. I mean, I'm sure they love having Carlos Rodon, except, they kind of needed a catcher very badly, especially one that looks like he's going to have one of the better offensive bats in the league. I mean, the Cubs might move him to left field because that's a position they're not getting production from. Except also at the White Sox, entering the season, John Danks and Hector Noesi were filling out that back end of the rotation. That's not a playoff rotation.
No.
That's not playoff contenders rotation. Hector Noesi? No, he should be a team's like 6th or 7th guy at the minor league level or in the bullpen, which he's not even been a good bullpen pitcher. He gave up 3 runs the other night coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, he's just not. I mean, obviously, if you look at this roster top to bottom, it's not going to the playoffs this year, and it's probably going to finish in last place.
And Rick Hahn also said that, once they hit their first winning streak, it's going to be off to the races for the run at the postseason. I'm just thinking, no, you had 1 winning streak, and then after that you lost like 7 in a row.
Of course, it was a season of streaks.
They continue to just keep losing games, and again, John Danks is the highest paid player on the team. That contract was given out by Rick Hahn about 4 years ago, and then their bullpen is still really bad. I don't know why Robin Ventura continues to put Dan Jennings into games. Every time he comes in, he gives up a ton of runs. His ERA is 7.71.
I think he gave up a run the game we went to.
He did. I think he might have given up 2 runs.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, Robin Ventura makes all these changes and everything, but they never seem to work out.
The funny thing is,
and then he leaves in all his bad people.
Yeah, the funny thing is, he takes his good relievers out after they get 1 out and brings a bad guy in to pitch an inning, and then he gives up a ton of runs.
It really is horrible managing.
I mean, it is horrible managing. That's just from a game-by-game standpoint. I mean, there's been a lot of games that they probably could have won if Robin had made better decisions.
The one good thing about all this is this is Chuck Swirsky's last game. Chuck Swirsky's last game of announcing. I mean, I don't like Hawk. In fact, I hate Hawk Harrelson. Yeah, but he's a lot better than Chuck Swirsky. And I mean, Chuck Swirsky's not supposed to be good because he's not a baseball announcer, but he is just awful.
I mean, I know he's in his defense, he was kind of learning on the run. Except, I couldn't watch this and not think Bulls. I mean, I couldn't take him serious. Really, whose decision was it to have Chuck Swirsky?
Why Chuck Swirsky? I don't understand.
He's a basketball guy.
And he works for a competing station. He doesn't... I mean, I know he's not on radio, but he works for a different station. It's not like he works for 670 or for Comcast. He doesn't work for either of them. It's just... It's very stupid.
It is. I mean, I have a feeling...
I'm not sure who decided that. I mean,
think I have an idea, thinking about it now. Jerry Reinsdorf.
I'm assuming it was Jerry Reinsdorf.
Because Jerry Reinsdorf owns the Bulls and the White Sox. I mean,
obviously Chuck Swirsky asked. I'm assuming if the position was available, but they should have had I don't know, anybody else or somebody who has a baseball mind.
Yeah, or someone. I mean,
and Chuck Swirsky's a Cubs fan too. He tweets about the Cubs all the time. I've unfollowed him a while ago, but I mean, he tweets about the Cubs all the time. He's just really annoying as a person. But anyway,
yeah, I mean. His baseball call, I mean, he was learning on the fly, except, I mean, all I could think of is if he was on the radio, no one would know what was going on. If it was on the radio, sort of
like a Bulls game anyway.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason he's difficult to hear on the Bulls radio, except he does do a good, I mean, his voice doesn't sound as good. He does a good play-by-play. You know what's going on for basketball, except for baseball. I kind of knew what was going on because I was watching. If I had turned the volume all the way down, I probably would I would know what was going on, and I could probably assume what was going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, besides Chuck Swirsky being bad, Steve Stone's been really good since Hawk's been gone. He's gotten a lot more time to talk.
I was actually
he's gotten a lot.
He's actually
done really well.
No, he's able to do his job. He's able to do his
job now instead of having Hawk just spout out random things.
There was no disagreement.
Wind at airport, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there was no disagreements. There was no Stone saying something and then Hawk being like, no, that's not right. Or remember when we were listening on the radio, I think we were going to a Cub game, one of our many Cub games we've gone to this year, and I believe we were listening to 670 The Score, and they were like criticizing Hawk because they were talking about the greatest center fielders of all time. Mm-hmm. And Hawk listed some guys, and then Steve Stone said Willie Mays, and then Hawk Harrelson said no, not him.
Or he said no, he's not at the top, or something.
Yeah, I was thinking he should be number one.
Probably number 1 or 2 on that list.
He probably is number 1 or 2, and Hawk's like, nah, he's not on the list. Like, and Steve Stone doesn't get to do his job because when he tries to do it, Hawk interrupts him, and then he goes and starts like saying something that'll make Stone sound stupid. Where, in my opinion, Steve Stone might be the best color analyst in all of baseball. I
think he is. He's a lot better than Jim Deshaies, that's for sure.
Yeah, Bob Brenly was really good. I think Steve Stone is the best, though.
I think you're right.
I'm sure Steve Stone can't wait for his contract to run up because I remember back, I believe it was the 2011 or 2010 season, him and Hawk were like yelling at each other in the booth at the end of the year. And
there was a lot of tension between them.
And I remember someone said that in the booth, both of them are sitting literally pinned next to the opposite walls. They don't even look at each other during games or during intermissions. They don't talk to each other. And they both can't wait to leave.
Well, there you go. All right, we're going to take a break right now. We'll come back. We'll talk about the Cubs, as they have lost 4 straight series, which is not good. I know they split with the Royals, but they've lost 4 straight series. Not very good, but they're playing the Nationals for a big 4-game series.
That was unacceptable that they did not win the series against the Marlins.
Yeah, it was also unacceptable what Junior Lake did last night, too, to spark a mini brawl.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was all Junior Lake. I'm pretty sure that they were still a little pissed off about Starlin Castro taking 30 seconds to round the bases.
Yeah, so we'll talk about all that coming up next, and we'll also have an update coming up as well. You're listening to the Sports Renegades here on SportsTownChicago.com.